afternoon. Happy Sunday crafternoon, my paper crafting friends. It is Sunday, the 23rd of June. I'm glad that you're here. And as you find me in your news feed, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Dawn Borchette, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who loves everything with ink, paper, stamps, you know, the whole 9 yards. So as you're finding me, just want to let you know once again that if you are not already part of my e-newsletter and you would like to be, let's keep in touch with each other. I would love that. Go ahead and open up the camera on your phone. Act as though you're going to take a picture, but don't. Go ahead and point it to this QR code. It will take you to a landing page and you can sign up for my newsletter. It takes about a minute. It's really fast, very easy. Hello, Lori. How are you? How are things going in Ohio? Did you guys get that rain? Oh my gosh, we've been getting rain, and more rain. Anyway, so go ahead and join the newsletter if you'd like, and we can keep in touch that way. Also, we still have the June host code. If you see something that you need to have that's not in your crafting arsenal, go ahead and shop with me at my online store. This is the host code for June. And by the way, if your order is $150 or more, do not use the host code. Go ahead and save those rewards for yourself. So as you check out, you get, I believe, 10% back to possibly purchase something else, which is always fun, right? Free stuff, free product credit, but you have to use it when you close out your order. You can't save it for later. Just wanted to mention that because I've had a couple questions about that. Also, I want to thank a couple of people who placed an order this last week and are getting the last week's card kit sent out in the mail along with the embellishment. So thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And we're doing the same thing this week. I will have an email sent out. And if you would like to get the card kit for the cards that we're making, you will need to have the bundle. Just to mention that. If you want them to look identical to mine, you will need to purchase or have the bundle on hand. Or if you have flowers and things in your crafting stash, you can use those. And they'll just look a little bit different, but still cute, right? Got to use the things that we also have on hand. But just wanted to let you know that I'm unable to do any stamping. Hello, Evelyn. Happy Sunday crafternoon. Good to see you. Anyway, so for a $40 minimum order, you'll be able to get the card kit from me. I'll just send it to you as a thank you in the mail. If you spend $50 at my online store before shipping and tax, you will also get the embellishment. However, the one that I'm using today, it looks like is not available for a while, so I'll substitute it with something that would go with the cards today. So you get an embellishment with it. I hate to commit to any particular embellishment. If you guys have been shopping along with myself at the online store and Stampin' Up, you'll notice that things kind of come and go in the online store. They end up eventually reappearing, but sometimes it takes a little while. And I don't want anybody to wait for their card kits. So I just send a substitute in place of. Alrighty. Also, a couple other things to talk to you guys about really quick. Of course, you found me here, and I'm glad that you're here. You're on my business page. Hi, Judy. Hello, and happy Sunday crafternoon to you. Also, you might want to, if you're not already, following me on YouTube, which is Dawn's Creative Chalet. That's my YouTube channel. And I post everything that I do as far as videos go there after we're done. And then I also post it on my blog, which is dawnscreativechalet.com. So feel free to check it out over there as well. I usually have extra pictures of the projects. I can't talk again. Why is it every time the camera comes on, Dawn's tongue gets tied? Oh my goodness sakes. Anyway, so I also have the photographs of the cards over there on my blog as well as the link, and you can watch the replay of this over at my blog. And there's also a shopping list there as well. So anything that you see that you would like to get your hands on or need reminders of what we used is also over on my blog. And gosh, yeah, basically, and of course I'm on Pinterest, so though half the time I keep forgetting to pin my stuff. So if you're over at my blog, feel free to pin it. That's always fun. And it's kind of fun to see what people are pinning that I see from my blog onto Pinterest. Yeah, kind of cool. Okay. Anyway, what else did I want to talk to you guys about? Oh, yes, upcoming events here at the chalet. We have coming up this Thursday, I look forward to seeing Evelyn, the Thoughtful Journey Product Inclusive class. This class was closed because I needed to order product for the class because you'll get the DSP embellishment and twine as products you get to take home with you, reduplicate the cards, all that fun stuff. Hey, Kathy, happy Sunday craft afternoon to you. Also, as we get towards the end of the month, today's the 23rd, so we have, what, 7 days? If my math in my head's correct, which I never trust. But anyway, we're on the home stretch of that promotion that's going on through Stampin' Up, getting the additional 10% on the bundles. So that means you're actually getting 20% off purchasing a bundle. Also 10% off our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, both sizes. So some good savings right there. So if you want to grab those up, you have until June the 30th to do so. Also, as we approach the 10th into July, the 10th of the month in July will be the last day to sign up for the paper pumpkin. I did receive the June kit and I put them together and I posted a picture of them. I should have left it out though to show you guys. I've already tucked it into my Starbucks bag because we might be using those. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, it's a super cute kit and they just keep getting better and better. So if you guys aren't part of Paper Pumpkin, you might want to go ahead and do that. They're exclusive stamp sets that come in the kit and you can't order any of the extras. For instance, like the dies. They have die sets now that come out every quarter and they coordinate with those kits. And you can only get those if you are a subscriber. So, I don't know. Think about it. In fact, I'll show those in just a second because I think they're tucked underneath this pile of paper. Also, Creative Card class into July will be on the 11th, Thursday, the 11th of July at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., or 6:30 p.m. And it's $30 or free with a minimum order of $30. And then we have Starbucks Sip and Stamp. Just to note, remember, it's going to be on the second Friday of the month for July. With the holiday, I know you guys are really busy. Starbucks is really busy. And I've promised them I stay away during the holiday time. So I think I don't remember when Labor Day falls, but that's a long ways away, yes. So we'll talk about that later. But anyway, so for the July Starbucks Sip and Stamp will be on Friday, July the 12th, noon to 2. So come on over, bring as many friends as you like, and you'll each get to make a make and take. And let's see, what else? Oh, the July product class is going to feature the Country Woods Suite. So there's actually 2 bundles within that suite and 2 different DSPs. It's fun. It's beautiful. And that is on July the 25th at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., or 6:30. I'll need to have an RSVP no later than July the 11th because I must order the product for that for you. So anyway, just let me know. And I've posted the pictures of the cards because in July, oh, I forgot to tell you this. So we're going to do Christmas in July for Creative Card class. So we're celebrating Christmas early. I know that sounds crazy, doesn't it? It's been so warm, though. I was like, yeah, Christmas sounds good. But anyway, some fun things that are coming up in our online exclusives. Excuse me. I think I have allergies kicking in again. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, so back to the July product class. RSVP by the 11th. And it's going to be some fun stuff with the Country Woods Suite. And let's see what else I wanted to show you. Oh, here are the dies for Paper Pumpkin. So we have July, August, September. So they're kind of like hints, right? As far as the theme of the kits. and the dies that you can use to coordinate with the kits or even elsewhere. As far as, you know, if you're very creative, you can use them obviously outside of paper pumpkin kits. And, oh, this stuff right here. Here it is. So the online exclusives, these are only a few of the items that will be coming out in July. Of course, they got to tease us, right? So this way we need to go check. So make sure, and I'll be reminding you on July the 3rd, there are new online exclusives. That just means that they're not going to be found in any publication. You'll need to go to my online store to check it out. And there's a lot of fun things, you guys. And I know I've done an unboxing on some products that I had purchased in advance. And I have been playing with them a little bit. And then here is the other part of the online exclusives. Whoops, we don't need that. You see, there's this one and that. You guys want to see a couple things I've made with it? I basically was casing off of the flyer, but I'll show you a couple. Why not? Why not, right? So here is one of them that I made. This is called Iconic Celebrations, I think. I think. I've had so much going around in my head. This last weekend, this last Saturday, demonstrators had something called Creativity Now. That was a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. So we got to play with some brand new product that you will be seeing in the September through December holiday book. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful stuff. But anyway, so there's just a few things that I've been poking around with in the studio, with the rain going, the rain going on and that type of thing, you know. Yeah, got to do something to keep busy. I can't sit still. I always have to be doing something. All right, I think that covers everything. You guys ready to get started? Do a little bit of stamping? The fun part, right? Get all this stuff off my desk. And, oh, I need to grab this. So I've been trying to feature bundles, I guess, just because right now with June we have the bundles on sale. However, I've been kind of poking around and I forgot to peek today as far as what is there and what's not, which was really bad of me, but I was trying to get ready for things and you know how it goes. But anyway, let me show you what we're working with today. And at first I wasn't really keen on it because it's darker in colors. And I was like, well, I don't know. It's not totally me. But after seeing the paper itself, this sold me on the whole thing. The embellishments I know right now are not available, like I said earlier. So I'm going to have to substitute if you decide to place an order, and I'll be sending you the kit, and I will substitute for these. But these are really, really cute. But anyway, we're working with this today, the Wildly Flowering Suite. The bundle is called Wildflower Designs. The dies are really cool. At first I was a little perplexed, but once I started playing around with them, I'm like, oh yeah. So you can mix and match with those, which is a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get started on this. And just to show you, I don't know, I guess a better glimpse at the designer series paper right here. It always looks better to kind of see it. I know we're still not in person, but sometimes print is hard to, you know, the colors and the paper and all that. It's just hard sometimes to photograph. And I know Stampin' Up! Does a pretty good job, but it's always better when you can kind of see it in person, so to speak, right? But beautiful, beautiful paper and beautiful colors. And actually, the colors that they used in this DSP are a little unexpected to me, but they just flow perfectly. I love it. Okie dokie. Get all my goodies together here. This is going to be the first card we're going to do. Oh, and I guess I should show you this too. That would be kind of nice, wouldn't it? Let's see here. So here is the stamp set. The sentiments are perfect. I love it. Absolutely love it. So you could use this set for a variety of different occasions, which I really like. And then the dies that go with, show those to you really quick. And there they are. They're big. I mean, in the book, you know, it's hard to tell because they reduce the size of the dies to fit everything in place in the catalog. But these guys, these puppies are big, which was a lot of fun to create with. And then there's also the dies for the images in the stamp set. And by the way, this is a red rubber set, so it already has the cushion on them. So they're a little bit different than working with the photopolymer. You can see I had a lot of fun. I've been playing and cutting out a lot of pieces and a lot of the frames. So just to kind of show you the frames here, I'm going to put these in place so you can see them a little better. Okay, so you have these frames here. We're going to move this off to the side and show you how I got what. So when you cut this big frame, it cuts out this and then a solid piece. So that's where you get this and this, okay? So you can mix and match colors. And then there is, whoops, there's this piece, which is this die right here, and it cuts just this. So what you see, the frame. And then you have this piece, and it cuts, let's see here, nope, not that piece. Oh, did I might have like borrowed it, so to speak. But anyway, so this piece will cut out a solid piece, and it has this little, I call them like stitching around the edges. So it will fit nicely inside this piece that you cut. So I hope that that makes sense. Anyway, fun to play with, and mixing and matching with colors is always fun, right? Pulling all those colors that are in our designer series paper. Okay, now I feel better. I got to show you a little bit more on the dies. And then also there is this embossing folder, which is called Dashing Designs. It's a 3D embossing folder. Hey, Kristen, happy Sunday crafternoon. I really like it. I think that that's really cool. It adds just a subtle texture to the cards. It's not overwhelming. So if you're looking for something, I know I love texture on my cards, so I'm all about these. Like the other one that I really love is that brick, exposed brick, I think it's called. Oh my gosh. I love it, love it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Basically, you may have seen this card in the catalog, and I thought, oh my gosh, what a great card to showcase. One of them, one of the three that we're doing today, because it is simple. Anybody can do this, right? It's basically just stamps, ink, paper. Now we're doing a little extra because I'm going to heat emboss. I may have already done that, as a matter of fact. You say you don't know? Well, it's because I prepped these now about 2 weeks in advance. But that's a whole nother story in a nutshell. In fact, just a moment, I'm going to scoot an extra table to me so I have a place to throw all my stuff. Okay, let's give you some measurements. Where do they go? Cheat sheet. All right, so the card base, my gosh, I can't grab anything today. What is wrong with me? I'm not even drinking coffee anymore. I've eliminated coffee altogether. That might be what the problem is. It's been about 3 weeks, 4 weeks that I've had no coffee. It's hard. Oh, I tell you. Anyway, this is a card base, which is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and it is Mossy Meadow. I scored it at 4 1/4, and then I have a piece of basic white, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and stick this on the inside of the card, so it's just basically out of our way, because I'm easily confused, and my glue is not cooperating. There we go. By the way, just to confirm, this is green glue, as we call it in the Stampin' Up! World, or multi-purpose liquid glue. that is put in that cute little container. I think I explained that last week or the week before at the beginning, because everybody's like, oh, what are you using? That's not Stampin' Up. Yes, it's Stampin' Up glue. I just like the tip on this so much better, and I use a lot less glue, which means normally I'm not a hot mess because I'm not getting it all over my fingers. Because when it's in that other container, it just comes out too fast, and then we're using more glue than what's really needed. Anywho, so now what I'm going to do, I need my stamp set back. We're going to grab some of these cute little flowers out of here. Let's see, I think, what am I going to do with this? I think I need a bigger table, that's what I think. And a bigger craft room and all that kind of stuff. So there are several colors that I used on this. Mossy Meadow, Misty Moonlight, and Wild Wheat. My favorite color. Oh, goodness sakes. I cracked me up. Okay, so first of all, I think what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use Wild Wheat because he's just my favorite. Actually, I am growing to love him. I really am. This color actually goes with more than what you would think. And I'm always picking on Wild Wheat. I'm going to grab a piece of Scrappy Doo paper here so we don't get it on my background. There we are. And take this piece because we're going to stamp off a little bit. Oh, look at that. I haven't even started stamping. Jeez, my goodness. I tell you, I'm messy. I'm a hot mess. Grab a block. This is my favorite one. What is this, like a dandelion, I think? Anyway, whatever it is, it's pretty. And I'm going to work with this one first. I'm going to just put, by the way, did I tell you the dimensions on this? I don't think I did. That goes to show what a hot mess I am. 3.5 by 4 3/4. And this is basic white. So I just wanted to do the stamping on this first. Isn't that pretty? And one there. And we'll put one there. And wash him off. And then we'll go with the next, which is this one. And then we'll change our ink color to Misty Moonlight. And we're going to put one of these guys right here. And I'll put one right here. And maybe one peeking. I'm going to turn it upside down. Maybe one peeking from there. And then the last color I'm going to use is Mossy Meadow. And then grab my other stamp. Let's see, it was this one. That one right there. And we are using, like I said, Mossy, yeah. And make sure I did change it. I'm going so fast. It's like, did I change that? So this is Mossy Meadow. Oh, that didn't turn out so good. That's okay. It's okay. It's handmade. All right, there we go. And let's see here. Now what I want to do, we're going to do a little bit of embossing. It looks like I did not emboss this in advance, which is actually a good thing because maybe there's somebody here who's never done embossing. I know I talk about it all the time, but heat embossing was the first thing that I did learn as far as a technique when I started stamping, and it's what really got me addicted to all of this stuff. It's a lot of fun. But what I'm going to use is Versamark. This basically is just a glycerin pad that is like see-through ink, I call it. It's transparent, clear ink, and it's sticky, hence glycerin ink. And the reason why we need to use that when we go ahead and heat emboss is when we stamp this, the sentiment with Versamark, it just helps it stick when you put the powder on it, right? You know, same thing as when you get messy in the kitchen, you get sticky on the counter and it sticks to it. Same concept. And then this little guy here is our embossing buddy, and it just helps to take the static off of the piece so we don't have a lot of little bits of embossing powder stick to it. So we just tap it like so, and we are done. Just like that. I know I've talked about this before. This is our embossing additions toolkit, and it comes with the tray, these so that you don't burn your fingers off, a little brush in case you have little flecks of embossing powder to remove. What else comes with this? Oh, and the embossing buddy, I believe, does come with it as well. But anyway, this is a handy dandy little thing to use. Also, this will twist off, and it's like a funnel, and then you can just funnel your embossing powder back into whatever it is that you do store your embossing powder in. And what is embossing powder? Does anybody know what embossing powder actually is? I'm going to go ahead and let you guys answer that while I get things going here as far as what I'm stamping, which is sending happy thoughts. I like that because we can use this sentiment for a multitude of things, right? That we can send. All right. What is embossing powder, you guys? I'll give you a couple more seconds. I know we're delayed by about 10 seconds on Facebook, so ooh, my lighting in here is not the best today. The sun wants so bad to come out. We've had so much rain. It's crazy. All right, so as you can see, invisible-ish ink. This is great for doing watermarking too on your cards for a background. Okay. Sprinkle this on. I'm pretty hefty with my embossing powder because I know I can funnel it back into my container. And I don't say don't be a flicker. Don't flick it. You're going to flick half of your embossing powder off. Just lightly tap it. Give it a little love, little tap. And get my heat tool here. And this, by the way, is a silicone mat. It is heat resistant, so this way I won't burn my table, which is probably a good thing, right? Embossing powder, what is it made out of? It's made out of plastic. So basically what we're doing, it's been finely ground up plastic that is colored, whether it's white, black, gold, silver, anything in between, and it is very finely ground up plastic. That's what embossing powder is. So when you get this hot, and if you're checking to see if you've embossed it long enough, the first thing people want to do is put their finger into it, right? You don't want to do that. That's going to hurt. And you're going to burn yourself. And it's going to stick there until it cools off. And then you're really going to hurt. So don't do it. I learned that right away. Don't do it. Not fun. Okay. And how can you tell that it's actually melting? It starts to pop, right? Just like that. Isn't that pretty? And I love the font in this one too, by the way. Me and my fonts. I'm a font nut. Okay, there we are. So we're good to go with that. Set that aside. Bring back my pieces. Okay, we have wild wheat. And this is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And like I said, this basic white piece is 4 by 5 1/4. So, or is that right? No, 4 by 5 1/4 is on the inside. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The outside white is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. The wild wheat is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Whew, that took a lot of work there, didn't it? Holy moly. Me and my 8s do not get along. I am horrible with 8s. And I'm finding I'm using them more and more, which you think would sink into my noggin, but it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm always rechecking myself. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this onto the card base with Stampin' Dimensionals. Best thing ever. Who knew that little foam pieces could thrill me so much? It's the little things, you know. All right. Go ahead and I'm going to center this down on the card base, like so. All right, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and, with this sample, I just stuck it down direct with some multi-purpose glue. So I think I'm going to do that. You know, my cards, I love them. I call them fluffy, right? Fluffy like me. But the problem is the post office doesn't like them. Just a really quick story. I sent my dad a card, and this card didn't have any ribbons on it, no bows, because obviously it was a dude card. And I don't even think that there was any like lumpy, bumpy embellishment on it. Just a flat card. And it had a gift card inside. Okay, I just used a mini glue dot. And I already had prepped a bow with linen thread and stuck it on there like so. But I think I want to do something else, and I almost forgot. Anyway, back to the card story. So I kept asking him because I sent it on the 10th. It was a Father's Day card. When was Father's Day? The 16th or something like that? He lives in Central Florida. So I'm figuring, oh, he's going to get up plenty of time, right? No, he didn't see it. And I'm thinking, all right, Dad, seriously? Like, where is this card? So, oh, by the way, what I'm doing, just a bone folder. I wanted to give some speckly things to kind of fill in the white space. So this is a great way to do it, just using your blends. And by the way, this is Misty Moonlight. Just giving them some speckles. Anyway, there we go. Looks good. Done. And I'll show you guys a close-up of that. So he didn't get it. And I was kind of panicking at that point because I'm thinking, oh, great. You know, it's kind of like, you know, the dog ate my homework. Oh, yeah, Dad, I sent you a card. I didn't forget Father's Day. Well, anyway, there's card number 1. So I was kind of getting into panic mode. I'm thinking, oh, great, my dad doesn't get his card. And anyway, we ended up getting the card back to us. And it was not too fluffy or whatever you want to call it, too thick at all. I don't know what the deal was, but I ended up getting the card returned. So then this time around, I sent it in a priority envelope. And now the priority envelope, and I sent that out as soon as I got that back this last Monday, and it's saying it never left the Scottsville post office. And I'm like, what is going on? So I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of frustrating. And I guess that was leading up to the fact that I'm always paranoid now when I send out cards. You know, it's like I don't want to pay over postage on something that doesn't need it. But now I'm afraid that nothing gets to where it needs to go, or people get a card and then they have to pay extra, which is not cool, right? I don't want them to be doing that if I'm sending a card. I don't know, just crazy. Just crazy. I just never know what to expect with the post office. Anyway, so now if there's anything that I end up using dimensionals on, I'm always putting the extra postage on, whether I think I need it or not, just to make sure it gets there. Okay, next card. This was fun, and I used the dies to cut these out. And what I decided to do, because I've already done this, so this is why I'm explaining this to you guys. I just stamped with the images in different colors. So I went with the colors that are in the Designer Series paper, which again, Mossy Meadow, Wild Wheat, and Misty Moonlight, and also some Mossy Meadow. And I think I need to color these with you guys, so I have all those colors at my fingertips here with Stampin' blends. And to give you some other measurements, isn't this a pretty color? This is Moody Mauve. The card base is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored at 4 1/4. The inside piece is basic white. And this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of the beautiful Designer Series paper. Isn't that fun? It almost looks like I stamped it like I did last week on a card with white ink that we have. But this is actually the DSP, so I didn't even have to do the work. They already did it for me. The back side, oh, that's also very pretty. but I needed something more subtle, so we're going to use this side. But it killed me not to use this side. Isn't that nice? I love it. Gorgeous. Anyway, this piece is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's going to cover the entire front of the card. So we're going to go ahead and put the liner inside the card first. And stick it inside like so. There we go. And then taking this piece, again, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, covering the entire front, and using the multi-purpose liquid glue. Have you ever been drawn to draw the happy face on the back with your glue? You ever wonder if anybody would ever figure it out by peeling apart your card? That would be kind of sad, right? They're damaging the card, but kind of makes you wonder. I don't know. I wonder silly things. Anyway, there we go. That is a beautiful card front. And then, like I said, I went ahead and I have some twine, linen thread, and I'm going to wrap that around. You'll see on this one, it wraps around to the back. And it really doesn't bother me that it's like that. I mean, if it did bother you and you wanted to wrap it around your designer paper and then glue the paper down so you don't see that on the inside, you could do that. Honestly, I don't mind it. But some people are just particular, and that's okay. So I've already tied a bow. And then I went a little gangbusters on that. That's a little bit too much, but I have enough to wrap it around like 3 times around the card or so-ish. And then I cut out a couple pieces of this in case I had a mishap, a little boo-boo. But this is wild wheat. This is what we're going to stamp our sentiment onto. And it is cut at 1 by 2 1/2. And then, like I said, I went ahead and I stuck in a lot of extras, I think. Well, maybe not. So we have, okay, the one in Mossy Meadow, Wild Wheat, Misty Moonlight, and then we have a couple of these little guys. So I think it was like this one and this one that I used. So I'm going to use these extras for another card later. And so I'm going to use the light Mossy Meadow and the, what is this one? That's dark Wild Wheat. Let's use the lighter of the two. So in case you've never purchased the Stampin' blends, they come in a pack of 2. It's a combo pack, and you get both a dark and a light. So for an example, Moody Mauve, dark and light, right? So I'm going to use the lighter shade of them so that you can still see the stamped image. I find sometimes when using the darker of the two, it almost is too dark and you can't see the stamped image. And by the way, I stamped these images with the Memento black ink and then cut them out with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, so let's go ahead. I guess I got ahead of myself. I did start to color already. Like I said, this is the light Mossy Meadow for the leaves of this cute little flower. Oh, I guess I didn't need mauve after all. I guess I need to pay attention to my own project. And then this is the light of the Wild Wheat. I don't know, I'm not the best at coloring. There we go. Glad it was little. And then what I think I'll do, I'm going to put this off to the side. This is just in case of emergency. But I'm going to use Early Espresso for my sentiment. You've been on my mind. I'm going to go ahead and do a switcheroo. Oh, let's see here. There we go. And yes, I know I'm naughty. I don't put the stickers on them. Okay, there we go. And, oh, they didn't come out so well. Let's try another one. That's exactly why I cut a couple extra out all the time, just in case. That's better. I like that one. All right. Now, I think what I will do next, excuse my arm there, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this around the card. So what I decided to do is start in the front, okay, so that you can't see it from the back. And I'm also going to use my Stampin' seal on this because you're not going to see it anyway. It's going to be hidden. So I have just a little bit of Stampin' seal, if you can see that right there. And we're going to start with the end on the front of the card. Ooh, that is sticky. So we're just going to wrap it around. Oops. There we go. Yeah, we'll go with just a couple of times. And then I'm going to use that sticky, stick that down, grab my scissors, and there we go. Like I said, we're going to cover that up in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and spread those out just a little this direction. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put that guy right in front of it. And I want to attach my sentiment with some dimensionals. Just like that. And we're going to go ahead and place it in the middle-ish. Don't you guys love my ishes? It gives me grace that way, right? And then I'm going to bring in my multi-purpose liquid glue and grab all the things that I had pre-cut. We're going to stick these on top of the sentiment with a little bit of glue. And I'm not pushing down on them quite yet, just in case I need to move them around. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then, with the littler guys, I'm going to place them in the middle of the others, or kind of center between, I should say. Like that. Oh, you know what I forgot to put on the first card? My embellishment. How could I forget the embellishment? Sheesh. Okay, there we are. And then, like I said, the embellishment that I'm using on these has gone unorderable for just a little bit. Okay, where did they go? I love when things run off my table. I tell you, they got a mind of their own. Okay, here we go. I'll show you guys a close-up of these. These are really cool. At first, I didn't really realize the, what I want to call it, the detail in them. They're the adhesive-backed texture dots. You can find these in, hey, Claudia, happy Sunday crafternoon. You can find them in with that whole suite of product of the wildly flowering stuff. But here is a close-up, if you guys can see. Look at the detail on those. Those are so cool. And they will be back. So if you're really wanting them, they will be returning. It's just one of those things. We're going to go ahead and add, I think, one big, two small, and put one, I don't know, about here and there. And there is card number 2. In fact, I'm going to bring card 1. Maybe I didn't do it. Oh, I didn't. Yes, I did. So I didn't put it on this one. He needs a little extra. So we're going to go ahead and add them just because. There we are. Okay. Card 1, card 2. We have one more card. This is going fast today. It's going really fast. All right, last card. Let's see here. Get some of this other stuff out of the way. Get my little cheat sheet on the back so I can give you guys measurements. Isn't that cool? I love that card. So we have Misty Moonlight as the card base. Whoops, oh my gosh, I got all this stuff going all over the place. My goodness. Sorry about that. There we go. Now we're on track. Misty Moonlight, cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Then I have a piece of basic white for the liner inside the card, which is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and again, you guys know the routine. Get it out of the way. So there we go, just like so. And then we have another piece of Misty Moonlight. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 5.5. So it's going to, again, cover the whole card base. And as you can see, I ran it through the embossing folder, and I forgot the name of it already. Dandy Designs, I think it's called. This guy right here. Yeah. Dashing Designs. Why do I want to call it Dandy? But anyway, oh, gorgeous. I love it. Love it, love it. So we're going to go ahead and adhere it direct with some multi-purpose glue onto the card. And when I'm gluing a full piece, when I say that, is covering the whole entire front of the card, before I just go ahead and get excited and squash it, that's what I call it, squashing it. Anyway, just kind of give it a tap, making sure that it is even with the bottom, because normally if that's even, the sides and the top are even. At least we hope so. And then I go ahead and make sure that it's pressed to the card. With those dies, I again played with that beautiful color, Wild Wheat. And we're going to be sticking that on the front direct with multi-purpose glue. Oh, I got glue on me already. Everything's sticking. I think it's inevitable. I don't know. Anyway, and then I have this piece here, which is the inside of that die. What I did do is I ran it through a second time to get this piece out of this die. And then that other die that we have, whoops, it helps if I put it the right way. It cuts just a little bit smaller, so you get that nice white edge around it, which helps that wildflower just pop, right? Love that. And with this one, since we already did a little bit of embossing together, this one I did emboss in advance with the thank you. So this way we've used all 3 sentiments in that stamp set. And I've already made a cute little bow with my linen thread. All right, let's go ahead and just stick this all together. Whoa. Oh my gosh, everything's sticking to my fingers. Okay, there we go. I guess that's part of the fun, right? Part of the creative process. So what did you guys do this weekend? How many of you, I see some of my demo friends, how many of you guys participated in Creativity Now? That was so much fun. I had a good time. Let's see here. There we go. And this piece, again, it has that little stitching around the edge, which I love so much. And put him in the middle here. There we are. There we go. That's better. And then I do want to attach this with a couple of Stampin' dimensionals. Just like so. And then I need a mini glue dot for my linen thread bow. I always forget to use my take your pick tool. Whoops, I'm going to put on this side to grab these, and then it's always sticking to my fingers. It's like, hello, my tool's right in front of me. There we go. All right, and then once again, using the adhesive backed textured dots just to dress it up a little bit more. that, my friends, is card number 3. So let's bring them all back. Put them all together. So we have that one and that one. And the first card that we did, I don't know, what do you guys think of this? How many of you have the suite? And how many of you might get it now that you've seen a little bit more of what you can do with it? I love it. It's pretty. And like I said, these are not normally typically the colors that I like to work with when I create, but they're good together. They really, really are. I'm sorry, I'm reading Claudia. She bought the stuff and printed instructions, but haven't completed anything. Prepping my scrapbook club. Ooh, fun. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. It was a good time yesterday. And for those that were not able to attend, I'll show you the cards that we did do. This is called, oh my gosh, I want to say nested, oh my gosh. I just put the stamp set away too. Anyway, you're going to see this in the holiday mini catalog. And the designer paper is absolutely gorgeous. Hi, Dee. Happy Sunday crafternoon. And I love this folder here, like a frame. I think this is going to be a lot of fun too with scrapbooking. Speaking of scrapbooking. And then what we did is we took the inside piece that you would normally throw away. So try this when you guys get it. Nests of Winter, thank you. So that's the name of the suite. And I think the bundle's called Winterly Treetops. All these things, right? Anyway, so then we used the inside piece of this, Winterly. A Winterly, something. And then I didn't do it the second time around. I like the way that this looked. Winterly Treetops, thank you. And then we took the inside, the negative of that die, and then used a blending brush with the remainder ink on it. And you could have also, I guess, I could have moved it and did what they did a second time so it filled in some of this area, but I liked it, the simplicity of it. Then the other thing that I didn't really care for, it was on the card and I ripped it off, truth be told. It was like a light gray, the slate, smoky slate or something. And we stamped the bird on it and colored it. I kept looking at it and I was like, I don't like that. I just don't like it. So I carefully removed it and I just put an image from the designer series paper on it instead, and I like it better. And then there's this one here. This one, the embossing folder, it's hard to tell here, but it's like a wood grain. It's beautiful. It's really pretty. And these are images right from the designer paper. And two of the dies work with one of the pieces that has images of just birds, which I thought was kind of cool. Now this card, I just kind of did my own thing. They used a box that they decorated, and they used those, oh my gosh, I can't think of them. I just ordered them too. Those, I don't know. It's in a tube and it's goopy stuff. Oh my gosh, my brain is fried today, I swear. Anyway, so I didn't have that. So I decided to make a card instead. And I used these embellishments that I believe carried over from the last holiday catalog. And there was gold in them. And I thought, oh, that'll work. Anyway, so there's that. And then this one here, which I really love. Like, the designer paper is just so pretty. Very pretty. Metallic enamel effects. See, I know I could count on you guys. Yes, the metallic enamel effects. And it's actually the way they did that and just spread it on with that palette knife was really cool. I would have never thought to do that, but it made it kind of a shimmer on top of the box. It was nice. It was a nicely decorated box that you could put chocolates in, or, you know, chocolates or more chocolates. You get the idea. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Just remember, if you do place an order, that, by the way, reminds me, I totally buried my little doohickey with the host code, but you see it at the beginning of the video. If you do place an order at my online store, you'll get the kit to make these 3 cards. Just know that I cannot do any stamping. So if you want to use a different set to substitute, or if you want to purchase this bundle, I'm not sure of the status on the inventory with this one as of this morning, so I hesitate to say anything, but you can always get it later, then duplicate the cards later. Like I said, just replace and use something totally different. It would be just as cute. But for a $40 minimum order, you'll get the card kit. For a $50 minimum order before shipping and tax, you'll also get an embellishment that will match and coordinate with these, even if we can't get the exact same embellishment. I promise you will get something surprise in your class kit. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here today. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. You too, Claudia. Have a great rest of your weekend, what is left of it. We have a little bit yet. And I will see you next week, same time, same place, 1 o'clock Eastern time, right here at Dawn's Creative Chalet. Next week, I think we're going to do a bundle called Round We Go. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm getting those prepped as we speak, getting them ready to rock and roll, and we'll create next week at 1 o'clock. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.